Yo, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to Vanguard Nightly News. I'm your host, Vengeance Gaming. Along with me, I have Shark, Hunter, DFS, X-Timmy 2 times, and Panda Stampede TV. Gonna go through, do a little introductions here. As you guys already know, I am VG or Vengeance Gaming, and then whoever wants to take the floor next, you can give your introduction.
Yo, what is up, guys? Timmy 2 times here, and I am so anxious to talk about some of these football games. That's how I want to say. But go ahead, anybody else?
What's up, guys? My name's Tanner. I'm with Shark Hunters DFS. I will be one of the main people talking about sports, and that's about as much as I got for you all.
My name's Panda. I'm pretty much just God, so that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start out with some of the football games of the NFL Week 5. Tanner, you can take the floor.
So Thursday night's game was the Bucks versus the Bears. Final score was 19-20. Some of the key things that popped up: Tampa Bay's injuries, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, who did actually play, Leonard Fournette, who was active but did not receive a carry at all, LaShawn McCoy, who was out as well. Gronkowski played, but he was hurt. O.J. Howard, who has a Achilles injury, is on IR. And then Vita Vea, the defensive tackle from 2 years ago, I believe, broke his leg, and he will be sent on IR. Some of the other things from the game, Brady for getting fourth down on the final drive. That was a big thing, a big meme as well. On the Bears side, really Bucks defense was just horrible. They were able to do whatever they wanted to, really. No matter if it was running, passing. I know Allen Robinson had 10 catches, but that's about as much as I got for the Bucks-Bears game. I don't know if anyone else has anything about the game, but that's about as much as I got for that one.
No, that was pretty much like this is pretty much the same thing with me. I was very confused that Tom Brady didn't know what down it was. You are a professional quarterback in this situation. You are taught to learn what down it is and know what down it is at all times, especially if you're considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Agreed.
Exactly. You should know what down it is.
Yeah,
100%.
So
But you knew what down it was.
I mean, you know, some of us are. Oh, I think all of us played football, right? All
Yes,
of us did.
I think.
Okay. How do you not know? I mean, I am not a professional athlete by any means. Okay, but how do you not know it's fourth down?
My main thing is like how do offensive linemen who are professionals jump off sides? That's my thing.
Well,
like
snap count stuff, but I mean,
I don't know.
Like I said, like I said before, not professional by any means.
But I always knew the down.
I don't know how you don't know it's not fourth down.
We're the ones here talking about them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that about does it for the Thursday night game. We did have a game canceled. It was the Patriots game, which was canceled because of more players and staff coming up with COVID. So that game was canceled. There was change in bye weeks and everything. So we will probably talk about that next week. Moving on, we had the 1 o'clock games. So first off, we had Panthers versus the Falcons. Atlanta with just a bunch of injuries on defensive side mainly, but Julio Jones, who did play last week with a hamstring injury, they did make him inactive this week. They really missed him for sure on offense. Matt Ryan just looked horrible, to be honest. After the game, Coach Quinn and their GM was fired after the game. After I believe they're 0-4 now.
Yes, I do think so.
Yep.
And then Carolina now 3-0 since McCaffrey getting hurt in week 2. But kind of surprised to me. I figured, of course, with McCaffrey going out, this team was just go ahead and mark them down for 0-5 for sure.
Yeah.
Well, look at the quarterback play.
I was gonna say that's what I was about to mention.
Solid.
Like, so Teddy Bridgewater's doing
yeah.
good for himself over there.
Well, he was sitting behind Drew Brees in New Orleans for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
I know last year he was.
He went 5-0, and not to mention that he did beat Dallas last year too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
it was incredible. It was one of many teams that he played against.
I guess it
Be-
just,
when-
I mean,
when
it
Drew Brees
goes
was
to
injured.
show you can be good by being a backup. You can learn a lot of things by just being a backup.
Oh, it's memory.
Mhm.
You know the playbook, you muscle memory, watching the quarterback do it, who's ahead of you. Obviously, he's better than you at that point in time, so
You know
you
what's
just learn stuff.
funny? That ever since the Super Bowl that Atlanta was in,
Oh,
they
Jesus.
have blown more leads than ever. Like no disrespect to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan,
There's
you know.
disrespect at this point.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, now some of y'all will know that. Okay, if y'all can see my jersey back there, I'm a Cowboys fan. Okay, but there's no reason
Plug.
that in week 2, okay, that the Atlanta Falcons blew that game. As Cowboys, we
30-something point game.
yeah, it was 39-40. It was the final score, and Dallas won by a magical miracle onside kick. It's just that's a win for Atlanta right there. But I feel like that this team since the Super Bowl blowing against the Patriots have been nothing but inconsistent, and it's just they're just going downhill since. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all can agree.
Oh, 100%.
I do agree, and I feel like Julio Jones is actually just going to get lost in on that offense. I feel like he's just going to end up losing more than he's going to gain.
I agree. So Carolina team's looking, of course, hot right now without McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah.
He should be back.
When he gets back, though, that's going to light it up a little bit more
yes, for sure. I figured that it took them a little bit of time just with the new quarterback, new coach. Of course, you still had McCaffrey, but bringing in Robbie Anderson as the receiver, too, who has looked actually amazing in that
Robbie
offense.
Anderson has
You know, I
looked
actually
very
felt
good.
bad. I actually felt bad when Robbie Anderson was in the Jets organization because I actually felt like that Robbie Anderson had a lot of potential, but just was on the wrong team. And the roster was bad, and when the Jets organization with Robbie Anderson in it at the time, it was just god awful. Just god awful.
Just that, the scheme too.
We didn't have a quarterback.
You have to fit the scheme.
You have to fit the scheme, and you got to get a quarterback that can get you the ball in certain situations.
So moving on, next game we had the Cardinals versus Jets. There's not much to talk about at all. Cardinals did
Speaking
whatever
of
they
Jets,
Yo, Hopkins had that crazy catch though.
That one-handed catch. That was very good. We kind of expected this from the Cardinals offense with what they did last year, and then adding DeAndre Hopkins for a hurt David Johnson, which. Cool, whatever Bill O'Brien was smoking, I guess.
But also, we have to look at this too.
that boy was smoking a doogie. I'm sorry.
That defense has not been playing.
No.
No.
All Jets has on defense since they lost Jamal is Suggs, right?
I think he's gone.
Is Suggs gone?
He's gone. No, he's gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember who the linebacker was. He opted out this season because of COVID.
Oh God, I heard about that. I can't remember his name though.
Oh, and the defensive tackle for the Jets, Williams. He's solid.
Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams. He's solid, but I can't think of any person on the Jets other than that.
Mosley was the heart and soul of that defense.
Yeah,
as soon as
Mosley
he is
was.
out, there is absolutely nothing they can do.
But Kyler finished with 380 yards passing, and 1 touchdown. But Jets at this point, I mean, you might as well just go ahead and tank. Go get Trevor Lawrence.
Get that.
I agree.
Trevor Lawrence.
Get a new quarterback.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people are going to disagree with me.
Probably.
Potentially. But I believe I really believe that Sam Darnold's in the wrong system.
I can kind of agree on that.
I honestly believe that Sam Darnold has a potential to be a good, solid to great quarterback. Now, Tom Brady-ish,
No.
Manning-ish,
No, I don't see him.
Russell Wilson-ish.
Never
No, never. I personally don't think so.
He will be a good system quarterback.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Run first system.
I see him maybe a slightly better Alex Smith. That's kind of how maybe I see it.
He's going to be like a Browns quarterback, run first offense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play action pass. That's going to be his style. That's going to
Him and the Titans offense right now, hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, and you throw 20, 30 times at most a game.
All right, first off, we'll save that for a little bit later.
I was just saying that's kind of
you're starting to
That's last game
right
today,
there.
okay?
Yes, that's last.
All right, so another 1 o'clock game. We had the Raiders versus Chiefs. Raiders upsetting the Chiefs, 40-32. Basically, Jacob.
Yes.
Just
Carr
completely outperformed.
Carr played amazing.
Yeah.
He looked like back when they actually made a run
14-2, 14-2 that season. Yeah.
before he got injured in the playoff game.
This game.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I believe this is David Carr's best game since he's been on here. Period. I mean, that's just me personally. I mean, this just goes to show that Las Vegas actually trusts David Carr, and without question, David Carr will be back this year. I mean, unless they just massively just tank.
I would assume that he would be back as well. My main thing was like him and Coach Gruden were not having a good start when he came in, and then it's like, oh yeah, well now you're doing decently well. You just beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, like you were doing really well there, but I sit there and I look at it and I'm just like, they have figured out how to stop Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the people in that division. Other teams are gonna sit there and realize that they're gonna be like, okay, well this is how they're doing this. This is stopping their system. Let's go ahead and try to implement that into our system when we play them.
I was gonna say it's all on the tape. You just rewatch it and see their scheme that they used.
Because so far, the Los Angeles Chargers, have played them and they held them down ridiculously. Like I was very surprised on how well they played defense.
So was I, actually.
And then you look at the Raiders, it's like your defense didn't play as good as them, but they played well enough for your team to take that lead.
And, I mean, let's go back to think about it. Like, of the other 3 defenses in that conference, or even in that division, sorry, are we really going to say that the Broncos, of course, before Von Miller getting hurt, was not the best defense, and they haven't even played them yet?
Oh, agreed. 100% agreed. Broncos had a phenomenal defense with Von Miller's there. Since he's out, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to Broncos since he's been out on their defense.
Isn't Drew Lock done for the year?
Yeah, I believe he's out.
I know. Yeah, I think so.
Last I saw,
I was actually hyped for him because he came out of nowhere. Like, no one gave him any type of chance or anything. And then I was like, you know what? I think Drew Lock can potentially be someone. And then also he just gets hurt. I'm like, damn, you just can't do anything about it.
But yeah,
Drew Lock is not out for the year. By the way, they opted out of putting him on IR.
That's good. He can make a return. He can make a return, definitely.
But yeah, like overall, like it's just gonna be teams implementing I keep saying that because force a habit. The Chargers and the Raiders defensive system. Like they're just like, oh well, you stop this way, like this is how you pass. If we get pressure here, this is exactly what you're gonna do because you're a scrambling quarterback, even though you'll look downfield. Like you're gonna have to stop and turn them hips.
One of the things I wanted to switch gears now to another game, the Miami Dolphins versus San Francisco game. I'm gonna be honest. That is.
Talk about that.
Yes. Okay. I'm letting. Okay. Yes. Okay,
that was a game.
You know, this was the most surprising outcome that I saw. Like when I look at the score at the end of the game, I said, "What the heck happened?" Like
I saw posts on Twitter about it, and I was like,
Miami scoring 43 points against San Fran 17. That was a big shocker to me because I thought Miami was not quite there yet.
Well, you also have to remember with the 49ers, Sherman's hurt, Quan Alexander's hurt, Ansa's hurt, Dee Ford's hurt, Solomon Thomas.
Their team's hurt.
Well,
their team's hurt.
Nick Bosa,
you also have to look at the quarterback play because that was just.
Garoppolo couldn't play. I think there was something wrong with him. I think that he got hurt.
He came back and they said that he hurt his ankle again, which they said he hurt it before, but they said that it was his ankle this time. They took him out, and that's whenever Berthed, I believe, came back in and finished out the game. So
if your quarterback's hurt and you're spending all that money, because they spent a lot of money
On Garoppolo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
spent
did.
a lot of money on him. Why
For a
are you
person
going to
only-
put his ass back in that game?
When he's
Just so
injured.
you can risk more of an injury.
Agreed.
I agree.
That's just. Oh,
That's poor
never
coaching.
mind. I was gonna say something, but we have to save it to the very end because I was gonna compare something. And I was like, oh wait,
Don't
you know what?
say
No one knows.
anything, because
so.
I will yell at you.
Kind of finish off the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had was Fitzmagic still having a great year, honestly.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like,
Surprisingly.
do you all expect, without Fitzmagic getting hurt? I mean, if Fitzmagic keeps playing this way, do you even expect to see Tua this year?
I don't.
I really don't. I don't
No.
think Tua's ready, to be honest. I don't think he's ready.
Last I read that he still have not taken contact in the practices. He still has the red jersey on, basically the do not touch. So
Then obviously he's not ready for game time. So
Exactly.
there's no way that he's going to play this year.
It's
that's
going to
what
be
I
up in the
thought.
air. It's whether or not the coaches feel like they're ready to put him in, because Fitzpatrick, regardless of what everyone's saying, is still playing like a solid quarterback.
Mhm.
Like he's at this point in time, he's still like it's starting position standard. Like
What is
There-
this team 17 for him?
Yeah, I
no,
think
no,
so.
I remember when he was on the Bills, and I was like, oh well, like he's playing really solid, like he's doing really good. Then he got paid, and then it was like, oh yeah, by the way, now I suck.
He does that with every team.
Yep, he did it with
Well, the
almost
thing is,
everything.
like, I think a majority of the time, it's like, oh yeah, because I get that signing bonus.
Yeah, he got that signing bonus.
And I'm like, bruh, like if y'all want to pay me, I'll do the same thing he's doing.
That bonus that says, oh, now I can throw 10 picks a
Similar to
game.
him, I may not be able to bomb it as far, and also if they hit me, I'm going down for a week and a half solid. But like you'll have to cart me off. But I can throw the ball 5-10 yards accurately. I'm not bombing it 45-50 accurately. But I'll throw it up, and if the receiver catches it, that's on him. If y'all want to pay me that kind of money, I'm down.
Yeah, going back to that, I don't think Tua's going to see the field this year. Maybe
I mean,
next year.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, he threw only 28 times, and 22 of them were completed. So
This game?
Yeah, keyword this game. Yeah. There you go. And then 350. That's still pretty good, but however,
It's the
like,
3 touchdowns, honestly.
Yeah, the 3 touchdowns. Yeah. I will say Miami. From the stats I've seen, Miami looks like they also ran them over too as well.
They did run pretty well, yeah. It was a decently well-rounded game overall.
Yep.
Well, let's move it on to.
I was gonna say,
Mr. Vengeance's favorite team here.
I don't want to talk about this. Oh boy. Okay. So, I actually watched this game, so I know about this game. So, we got Eagles versus Pittsburgh, battle of fucking Pennsylvania here. Eagles basically played with a hurt team. There's nothing that you could really say about it. Lane Johnson goes out in what, the third quarter? Was it third? Yeah. Kelsey was out. Alshon Jeffrey's still out. Rager out. Deshaun Jackson still, I don't think, has even seen the field this year.
Yeah, but dude, what about Fulgham?
What about Fulgham? Okay.
Nowhere, bro.
Dude was a workhorse that game.
He was a baller that game.
He balled out 100%.
Like, just go take LeBron's championship already, because that motherfucker didn't deserve it.
10 catches, 152 yards. So on top of making leaping catches, like I saw one play where he literally, like, he easily grabbed the ball up in the air. He had a lot of rack yards too. Sanders, that what was it, 78-yard touchdown? 78-yard rushing?
Yeah, it was like 72 yards.
72, my bad. 72-yard rushing touchdown. I honestly, when I watched that, I was like, wait, did he just get a punt return? Because I walked away and I'm like, bro, he's still running. Sanders did look very good in that game. He got his rushing, he got his touchdowns. I think
with about 100 yards.
Yeah, I think Sanders, that's the first time Sanders has looked good this year. But and it's against a very good defense. Pittsburgh has a solid defense.
It's a very good defense.
Agreed.
Very good. especially with the trade for the safety with Miami.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, last year I think it was.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you get rid of him? He is a solid player. He could be your standalone defensive captain. No one else could counter him on that because he fast, can tackle, hard hitting. Like, there's not much you can do at that point.
Now
you get rid of him because he doesn't fit your system. Well, he can switch schemes because you look at what he did when he went over to Pittsburgh, and they're like, by the way, you're doing this. And he's like, got you, coach. Ball out. Interception.
There wasn't lots to take away from the Philly game besides they got to have more offensive weapons, and I think their defense just needs to really get the stick out of their ass and do something. A lot of defenses do this year. I want to talk a little bit about Carson Wentz. There's not much to talk about him, but I will say
I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
He does not look like he did he doesn't look like he's comfortable.
Question, Vengeance.
Yeah.
Are you happy they got rid of Foles?
No. I want Big Dick Nick back.
Big Dick Nick.
So, Zach Ertz and the Carson Wentz connection that we've seen since kind of Wentz started balling out a little bit. Yeah. I don't think Ertz has that connection anymore. I've seen him kind of jog on some plays, not really leap for the ball like he used to. I saw it definitely on one play against the Steelers where Ertz has made this grab before. It was a little out in front of him, and usually he can make that grab. Mind you, who was covering him, I don't know, but he did get a good hit off of the line. I don't know. Ertz just doesn't seem like he's playing with as much passion as he usually does.
I can agree to that. Yeah.
And then on to the Steelers side.
Yep, agreed.
Chase Claypool, another
Yes.
baller, bro.
Yeah, big baller.
Baller.
Fuck around with fantasy now.
7 catches, 110
I
yards.
a claim on that. I already did too. Yep.
3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Dude,
Dude was a G, man.
Steelers have drafted some phenomenal wide receivers.
Yep.
Claypool is going to make a name for himself in Pittsburgh. If Roethlisberger keeps hitting him, he's going to make it.
And that's the thing is, he shined the I think it was week 2. He had 2 touchdowns, and it was whenever Deontay Johnson had his concussion protocol. Deontay Johnson comes back last game, gets hurt again. He had Claypool had a decent game.
Start the man.
Clear back for this week. Johnson hurt again. What happens? Claypool steps up. 7 catches, 110 yards.
He compliments Juju so well, though, because they're like, oh, well, we have to focus him. And then it's like, well, if we don't focus him, we have to work on him. It's like, it's just crazy how well they complement each other. I don't, it's really hard to describe this because they're both very similar when it comes to play style.
And now the thing is, in college, Claypool would play tight end at Notre Dame.
Really?
So you have a tall.
You show them pockets to anybody, Panda, okay?
Run them pockets.
Tall, fast,
whatever. Show them,
quote
run them.
unquote tight end.
Yeah.
Who is able to do this? It's hard to match up with that.
All right, moving forward, we got the Rams versus the Washington football team.
Alex Smith sucks. Granted, it was a horrible situation for him to come back to, but the system does not fit well for him.
Not anymore.
The Rams are just like, yeah, just take the dick, and Washington just pretty much said, okay, when and where.
There wasn't much happen this game, honestly.
Yeah, there's not much to take out of this game. We'll keep it short and simple.
Besides Alex Smith coming back.
Alex Smith coming back after 2 years. Kyle Allen got hurt after
gruesome leg injury, right? It was a leg gruesome.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
Broke fibula and his tibula. Had to have 17 surgeries to get everything repaired.
Jesus.
After infections and everything from all the surgeries. But Washington still looks bad. The only thing I really had to take out of this, Rams are kind of exactly what we expected them as to be. Throw first with
Goff.
Jared Goff. there, and then their running back situation, they don't really know who they really want. They're just going to do a running back by committee.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid.
Akers,
It's
Henderson, and I'm going Malcolm Brown as the third one. So I think that's really about it for that game.
All right, on to the next game that wasn't really a game.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Exact same thing. Bengals versus Ravens, 3-27. Bengals, they need to get some. They need to get someone there.
Yeah. Burrow's gonna get hurt.
He needs a line.
He's gonna get hurt.
This is literally the Andrew Luck 2.0. If it's not, then I don't know how else to say it. Like
I don't know, man. Like Macaulay Culkin needs to grow up a little bit faster again.
I mean, so Bengals allow 7 sacks. First of all, I mean, Burrow can only do so much. First of all,
he's not really he's not a scrambling quarterback, really.
Exactly. So
you don't expect him to be Lamar Jackson and spin move, fucking put him through the spin cycle and go for a touchdown.
I kind of see Joe Burrow as like a, maybe a smaller Ben Roethlisberger, just a smaller one.
I can see it. Yes.
Yeah.
But without the arm strength, I think Ben Roethlisberger has more arm strength than potentially.
I would say Ben has the capability of breaking tackles more than Burrow would.
Yeah, Burrow seems he's a little lightweight.
So
I just feel like he doesn't know how to place his feet when it comes to contact.
Walmart brand of.
I would say when it comes to contact, yeah, I would definitely say Walmart brand.
Okay.
Not low enough.
Not trying to insult you, Joe Burrow, if you see this.
Sorry, Macaulay Culkin.
And it's not saying it's completely on the Bengals offensive line.
No.
I mean, they're bad,
no.
but the Ravens defense is still good. I mean,
100%.
If you think about it for the last decade now, if you think outside of Lamar or Jackson, what is the Ravens known for? And it's always their defense.
Yep.
So, well, when you have really good corners, that kind of helps you out too.
Yeah, going back as far as I can remember,
they've always had good corners.
You always had the Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Jimmy Smith.
Mosley was still there before he went to Jets, but but however, I will say I kind of didn't like Lamar Jackson's game today. He had a very midline mediocre game. I mean, he didn't have to play phenomenal because they were up so early, and they were up. Obviously, the score's 27-3, but they didn't have to. He didn't have to force anything. I mean, that's just me personally. I mean, you only allowed, 180 yards passing. I mean, I wasn't very fond of that.
Well, he's also throwing a tantrum too because they were trying to switch over to a pass-heavy offense.
Yeah,
he wants to run.
I completely agree. Like he's not that sit in the pocket style quarterback.
Yeah, he's a 1 or 2 read.
You drafted him. You need to fit the scheme around your quarterback that you drafted. You know their play style. It's like throwing Nick Foles into a wildcat offense. Like
in Miami, yeah.
He's probably running back. That's his situation at that point.
Let's put Tom Brady in that wildcat.
Okay, yeah. Tom Brady
okay.
A quarter of a mile an hour.
Dude got the slowest 40 yards.
Yo, I swear I see a snail faster than him. Swear to God. I'm telling you.
Like it, but like if you're doing that, you have to play your quarterback's strengths. You can't go ahead and try to throw it towards their weaknesses.
No, I will say this. Like, you know how we just talked about Joe Burrow not having a line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let's talk about a team who has some really bad line issues, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
So
Just line issues.
Okay, well, not just line issues, but we're going to talk about that right now. Okay, so
skipping ahead a few games, that's fine.
Obviously, some of y'all have realized that, Dak had a really gruesome injury, and he's out for the season. It's out for the season. And
prayers up to him. I hope that he recovers fully in the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that the offensive line needs some work. I mean, Tyron Smith, IR. Lennell Collins was already on IR. we lost Joe Loney, and just our line is just god awful. We have Zach Martin, that's it, and we have Williams as your left guard, and he's very mediocre at best.
Agreed.
I personally watched the whole game, and I will say this on top of line play, our defense is just. I mean, you might as well. Okay, let's put it this way.
Topic of the day: defenses.
I'm sure that if Panda Stampede, Chase, and Shark want to go run some routes on the Dallas Cowboys defense, okay, Dallas defense will still lose.
First off, Timmy, I could go up against Richard Sherman 100% healthy, and I'll still smoke that fool. All right.
But that's still my point, though. Is that our defense is hot garbage.
Mhm.
Okay,
I'm just
like
saying,
our
size
secondary.
matters, and Sherman ain't got it. All right.
Definitely.
I hate you. So, but
You're
yeah,
likewise.
I also will say this though. I do not know how I feel about Red Rocket. I don't
Andy
know
Dalton.
I don't know how
Honestly,
I feel
I just
about
got
him.
lost at what you said there.
So did I.
Red Rocket. You just like stared at Shark's beard for a second.
Red Rocket. Or I guess for my screen, Red Rocket. Look up at him.
No, Andy Dalton. I don't know how I feel about Andy Dalton right now. I mean, he looked.
He didn't
kinda,
play enough.
I know, but like from when he was able to, when he played, he was kind of okay. But Michael Gallup, I'm sorry, there are 2 plays in this game where he phenomenally got moss catches. I'm sorry, but I don't know if some of y'all saw the play games or not, but I know I did. And Michael Gallup, he had 2 massive catches down the sideline, and I'm telling you, I hate saying this, but with CeeDee Lamb being here, and obviously we just signed Amari Cooper, I can actually see Michael Gallup going somewhere else to get paid. That that guy needs to get paid.
I agree.
Simple as that. But Dallas wise, I'm very worried that they're not on top of we were having defense issues. Now losing Dak, I feel like that the morale of the whole locker room is now even more shot now that Dak is done for the year. Like, you can't tell me when you see Dak's injury, it's just you telling me that you don't have a chance.
That's the whole mentality of football. It's next man up.
Mm-hmm.
If you get hurt, the next man has to take position. You guys have to have trust in that man.
That's why he's there.
If you don't have trust in that man, why are you going to play for him?
Yep.
Switching gears though from that Cowboys game, because there was a big shocker there, but another huge shocker was Texans got their win.
Yes.
Texans got their win.
Without Bill O'Brien.
They played the Jags.
So of course. So yeah, they had a lot of injuries. Of course, last year's rookie Josh Allen being out. They had a couple others out of their key defense players out. So the question is, was this really change of personnel with Bill O'Brien gone? Or is this just with the Jags
playing a bad team?
Short, yeah. So
I guess we'll see next week, really.
Watson did play well, though, regardless of him being a bad team. He did play well. You're in the NFL for a reason. You did something right to get there, so.
Plus, you had Brandon Cooks going 161 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Cooks finally looking like his old self.
So let's go ahead and move on. We also have the Colts versus the Browns. Not much to take out of this game either. Colts struggle on offense, which Phillip Rivers never been a quarterback that can light you up, really. But they couldn't get anything started at all. But Browns got the win. Hunt looking great with Nick Chubb out of the offense. So that's as much as I have out of that game.
I will say this though, moving Baker Mayfield offense to power. Power running. Yeah, to power is making him look really good. Because him essentially being almost like an air raid and just pass first offense.
He can't do it.
You can't do that. And you're putting too much pressure on Baker. And now you're running and you're running a double head monster with Kareem Hunt, and Kareem Hunt's kind of having his injury issues, and then
Chubb's having his injury issues. Kareem Hunt did a fantastic job.
Yeah, Hunt just got back from injury, I'm pretty sure.
I'll let you. That's right. Yeah. But yeah, moving to run first offense with Baker Mayfield is good. I think Cleveland's on to something. No record stands at 4-1. So.
Well, that's why I said that if what the hell team was it? The Jets did that with Sam Darnold, it would work out so much better for him. You just need to have an offensive line that can actually force the run issue instead of being like, we'll get like 4 or 5 yards every 3 plays. Like, if you look back when the Steelers had Le'Veon Bell on their team, and they were able, like, he was able to sit back there for a second, find the gap, and then push through, getting them yards, being the best running back in the NFL. And then you look at the play action that came off of that, it was so amazing how well, like, that worked out for Ben.
Oh, yeah, I would agree.
Ben had all day to throw, too, and he had open receivers. I mean, it was literally taking candy from a baby against the defense.
If you look at it, though, like, the play action pulls linebackers up, them wide receivers get right behind them linebackers. You just drop it right in between them and the safeties, and 15, 20-yard gain, if not a touchdown.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and move on to Sunday night's game. We had the Vikings versus Seahawks. Seahawks came back and won at the end. Thielen and DK Metcalf both with 2 touchdowns each. Thielen finished with 9 catches, 80 yards. DK 6 catches, 93 yards. Overall, both defense just looked bad. Not taking it away from Thielen or DK. Dalvin Cook had a rushing touchdown, but the main thing from that rushing for Vikings was Alexander Madison, the backup, outshined him, had like 120 rushing yards, I believe. Had 20 total rushes, I believe. So
Alexander had 112.
112, okay. So I know, is it going to be, the question is, Dalvin Cook has had injuries before.
That's what I was just about to say, too. It's like, is he fully recovered?
Is something happened that they aren't telling us yet? Or was it just a personnel, Madison had the hot hand, and they just went with him?
Because I know isn't Madison more of a speed back compared to Cook, who's a power back?
To me, they're both the exact same.
Really?
I would say
I wouldn't say Cook's even a power. I would say he's just a hybrid, essentially.
Yeah, Madison's probably a little bit faster. I would say that, but I mean.
So both kind of hybrid backs. Okay, so I was thinking maybe Madison just outran him, and Cook couldn't push through the line.
Probably like a 1A, 1B between each other.
So just a bad day on.
Bad day for Cooks.
Well, the thing is, the Seahawks defense has been so bad all year, and you have Russell Wilson just making them win games.
Yes.
And then you have DK Metcalf, who is a baller, and I called that when he was in college. I was like, he needs to go in like top 10, top 15.
And he fell to the late second round.
Yeah, and it's like, that is crazy, because you look at the dude's game tape, he is a baller.
But he fell because of that injury he had, though. That's the only reason why he really fell.
I would have taken him in the first round regardless.
You don't see someone that big.
No, size, speed, hands. It's ridiculous how amazing and talented he is.
So moving on, we had Monday night's game.
Close.
Chargers.
This was a good.
Saints.
It was, yeah.
Chargers started off really hot. Justin Herbert showing out. 264 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns. The Saints looked awful in the very first half. Came back in the second half. Forced overtime. They were able to win in overtime. Sanders with 12 catches, 122 yards. Kamara, 45 rushing yards, 8 catches, 74 yards. Again, Michael Thomas not being with the Saints is hurting them. You could see it, which he was healthy for this game. He was technically suspended by the New Orleans Saints.
That's what I was about to mention.
Of a altercation with one of the backs. I don't remember.
I thought it was with Sean Payton as well. I thought he had some words with Sean Payton, or like he fought he was kind of upset with stuff that was going on, and Payton basically told him to cry about it, and you.
Yeah.
Question. Okay, you know how Tyrod Taylor is not playing right now, right? Because
Yes.
of the puncture and
Mhm.
Herbert's going to remain their starter regardless of his play.
Okay, so that was my question. I was gonna say, how do you take Herbert out right now?
You don't.
I mean, even that's what I'm saying. It's because like, even though the record's 1-4, Justin Herbert is playing phenomenal for a rookie. I mean, and
He's playing phenomenal overall.
Exactly, it don't matter. Like, he's playing good, and they just need to ride this wave until he either crashes or keeps going with it.
They need to keep him.
They definitely need to keep him. I think Tyrod's going to be without a team at the end of this year.
The way he's been playing, even against like good defenses, it's still fantastic to see him play at such a high level, even though he is new to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like, regardless, look what. Like, he played against the Chiefs, right? Like, I think it was week 2 or 3.
I think so, yeah.
Like, he still played decently well against a really good defense.
Against defending Super Bowl champs.
So he's only played 4 games, okay? And he's completed 97 for 141, which is about 69%, okay? Now, 1,200 yards, well, 1,195, but you get my
1,200.
Point. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions, which means that it seems like he can see the field with ease, and he's not turning the ball over that much, and and he's only been sacked only 9 times, which is actually it's not too bad.
That's less on him, more on the O-line.
Yeah, but what I'm just saying is that
he maybe doesn't feel as pressured. I mean, 9 sacks in the first 5 games, or I mean, what? He's only played 4 games, right?
He's only played 4 games.
Okay, 9 sacks in 4 games. That's roughly
2.5 sacks a game.
2.25 sacks a game.
Oh, wait. Okay.
2.25 sacks a game.
Okay, 2.25.
Definitely a lot better than 7.
Yeah.
Who has 7?
All right, on to probably Panda's happiest section of today, the Bills and Titans game.
Honestly, with all the injuries and stuff, I was expecting it. I wasn't expecting the Bills to even, like, if it would have been closer, I would have been happier, but I was still expecting Buffalo to lose. You have Tre'Davious White out, you have Wallace on IR, you have Matt Milano out. The only real person you have on defense who is a solid linebacker for you guys is Tremaine Edmonds. And then on that front, like, you guys are still getting penalized out the ass. You're not going to win games when it's third and 12 or 3rd and 14, then you get an offsides 2 times in a row, or you get a pass interference. Like, it's
roughing the passer. Saw that one today.
Yeah, that kills defensive drives, and that kills the momentum. If you hold them there, they kick a field goal, they're only up two scores. Instead, you get a roughing the passer, and they get a touchdown. It kills the entire drive for you.
Yep.
The turnover on the kickoff hurt as well.
Yeah.
They took down again.
Yeah.
But on
turnovers overall, it was 21 points that they got from it. So if you take 21 points off of that, it's a 5-point game. So
yeah,
like, turnovers definitely led to that victory for them. And congrats on Tennessee, because they played a hell of a game.
And Josh Allen looked very inconsistent today. Like tonight,
it was
insane.
Well, right there, like the initial start with the dropped pass from Roberts that went to the interception. That killed his momentum. Like, I feel like he was just like, fuck, I fucked up. I threw it slightly behind, even though that was actually the proper positioning, because if you look ahead, the linebacker was standing right in the drive.
Mm-hmm.
So if he would have thrown it ahead, that's a pick.
Yeah.
Throw it slightly behind, the receiver's got to catch that ball.
Get
an interception, and that kills the momentum. You could tell immediately, because he put his head down. You can't let people see you like that.
Nope, his morale just shot.
Yeah.
Bottomed out.
Granted, at the end of the game, he still pulled it off like a leader. Went up, talked to everyone, said it was his fault, which is what leaders should do. Blame themselves. Don't let anyone else take it. But
yeah,
Roberts definitely messed up quite a bit in that game.
There was something flashy with Ryan Tannehill when it comes to Tennessee's offense. I mean, he only had 195 yards, but he did have 3 touchdowns, and he had a rushing touchdown as well to show for. But when you play in short field, that's kind of, it's kind of, that the yard can kind of be foreshadowed.
I will say the punter for Buffalo, I can't remember his name at the moment. But the punter for Buffalo booted that ball from the 10-yard line and got it over to their 20.
Very good. Very good punt.
His name is Corey.
Bajorquez.
Bajorquez, yeah, Corey.
So Bajorquez.
Yeah, Corey.
10-yard line. So essentially, he was in the end zone when he punted it.
2 punts, 128 yards, so averaging 64.
Like that one was ridiculously long. Plus, you had the penalty, which actually put them back at like the 8-yard line.
Somebody's gonna be really pissed, but Derrick Henry stiff arm. We gotta talk about that. Sorry.
Oh,
that was a great fucking play by Derrick Henry.
Was gonna be, we were talking about this before.
Off of me!
I laughed. And I wasn't even upset. I was like, "Yo, you deserve to get fucked over right there."
Oh
bro.
yeah, oh yeah, he does.
That was Josh Norman too, right? Was that Josh Norman too?
Yep.
Yes.
Dude.
I thought that motherfucker was gonna do a backflip.
He should have. Do a flip.
Grown man coming through.
Literally though, he was like, "Get out of my way."
It was nasty. It was so nasty.
Yeah, that was ridiculously crazy.
And that's the thing is Derrick Henry has done this almost like 3 years in a row where he's just made someone look stupid. Like,
oh yeah.
Like the Earl Thomas thing last year. He made Earl Thomas look like a freaking fullback blocking for him.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that last year.
Only the other thing I really had about this game, Titans look fresh, of course. Just what do you expect from?
Yeah, really.
Basically, coming off of
you had a
bye
2 week
and everything.
Yeah.
So or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Regardless, I was staring over and I saw, like, I'm like, Josh Allen's gonna have bumps in his roads. Like, it's not gonna change. He's still progressing as a young quarterback, and having 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, over 1,500 yards at this point. It's still a very good.
He's got a very good record track for this year.
Where he was the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He's looking very good this year.
The only other thing I had about this game, Bills looked horrible rushing. Now, of course, they drafted Zach Moss. They were wanting to play him a lot. He's hurt right now, of course. But of course, also news coming out today, or tonight actually, Le'Veon Bell was released by the New York Jets. So the question is, does the Bills go after him? I mean, there's a couple other teams that I could see going after him, like with the Giants, Dolphins, Washington football team. I mean, the Jags, they all need running backs.
I will say this. I will say this, though, and somebody in here will agree with me, but I truly believe that if Le'Veon Bell went to the Bills, it would help them 100%.
Oh, yes. I agree.
I would agree. I will say that the rushing stuff wasn't entirely on Singletary. Obviously, they got a lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
Also, having two starting linemen, being behind and having to pass is also an issue. But having 2 starting linemen being injured at this point in time, it's not going to be good. You got to put in backups. They're not going to know the entire system. They're not going to be as good. Obviously, they're not the starters. Even though they can surprise you at times. But I feel like you get that line back in place. You have Singletary. If Buffalo goes for Le'Veon, I will not complain. They're obviously not going to pay him a shit ton of amount. They're probably going to give him like a you need to earn this style kind of deal, like 1 year, 10 million, like 5 guaranteed, or some shit like that, because he hasn't been playing.
1 year, 1 year, 8 million, 5 guaranteed, and
he only really had one good game with the Jets, I think.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
So if Buffalo gets him, I'll be like, cool, like obviously
show me something.
Solid running back. You're gonna earn your money. Obviously, Sean McDermott has turned around the culture up in Buffalo, so it's either you work out or you don't. Get the fuck up out of here, man. Like,
agreed.
No sense in wasting money on you if you ain't gonna play, you know?
Yep, that's exactly how it is.
All right.
One thing I want to say that
I think he froze.
Who?
There you go. You're back now. Yeah, you froze for a second.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, sorry. Well, for people who didn't hear that, I actually believe that when Buffalo traded for Stephon Diggs, I think that was a really, really good acquisition. I honestly feel like that Josh Allen feels more. He's more. I guess he's
more comfortable.
Comfortable.
He has a wide receiver that he can rely on.
Well, it's not just that. If you look at it, you have John Brown, who was also injured today. You have Cole Beasley. You have Gabe Davis, who was actually playing pretty well. He had a few drops in this last game, but he still played pretty well for this being his rookie year.
Gabriel Davis had 5 catches for 58 yards, and then Stephon had 10 catches for 106.
Cole Beasley picked it up in the second half. I think he had like 58
in
the
the
third quarter.
53.
Yeah, it was in the third quarter when he got a majority of that. So.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Diggs was definitely a great addition. I mean, whenever they brought in, I mean, it's kind of just like, I mean, Cole Beasley coming from Cowboys. I mean, he wanted to get paid, so they actually paid him. You know.
Didn't even want to get paid a lot.
I know.
So, I guess now, totally switching gears off to a totally different topic. Let's talk about the PS5 versus the Xbox One.
All right.
PS5 and Xbox Series, I mean, not Xbox One, my bad. Xbox Series X, new name. Yeah. We're ditching the one, guys. Okay. So looking at the specs of each of them, they're both running 8 cores with a Zen 2 GPU, or CPU, my bad, not GPU. Xbox does beat them a little bit with 3.8 gigahertz compared to PS5's 3.5 gigahertz, but PS5 does have a variable frequency on it.
Yeah, they have different things. There's multiple things that highlight over the other one. Like it's not that big of a deal.
So essentially, you can go either.
You can go either route with it.
The graphics, everything is going to be relatively the same.
When it comes to price tag, PS5 does take the cake with their lower price. I think it is $399 for no disc tray and $499 for a disc tray version, compared to the Xbox Series X, which is $500 base. I think the Series S is $400.
Yeah, it's just a smaller version of essentially a big tower cube.
But they also cut down on some of the things like graphic wise as well with the Series S compared to the Series X. I was reading about that. Luckily, people who do go with the Xbox Series S, you will get it. Series X, you will get it at November 10th. Compared to PS5, you'll get it November 12th. Some key exclusives that do come out with the Xbox Series X. That I'm happy for Xbox Series X. Halo Infinite. I want to see what they do with it. Seeing their reveal about it, I was not impressed, but they said that they planned on making it better. In other words, I guess. I don't know if any of you guys saw the whole Microsoft thing or when they revealed Halo Infinite.
I did not see it at all, no.
But it looked like you were running Combat Evolved on a Xbox One.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I haven't really looked at the Xbox stuff. I've been PlayStation since I was a little kid playing Tony Hawk, like
another
Pro Skater back in the day, and I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, let's go ahead and look at this. You get, when PlayStation was doing their event, I'm pretty sure it was when they released like the price. They showed the Hogwarts Legacy trailer for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And immediately I'm like, that is incredible. Love Harry Potter. I am a nerd. But you also look at it, it's like, it looks like custom characters, possible online co-op gameplay. I'm like, yo, if y'all put on some Quidditch and me and my friends can play against some other people, bro, like, let me tell you something. We're going to be balling out. Like, I'm not going to be the keeper. I'm too aggressive for that. But, like, we can ball out. It's better than FIFA in my eyes because I suck at FIFA.
Some key exclusives for the PS5. Of course, the Spider-Man Miles Morales game. I know a lot of people have seen the trailer for that. It looks dope. From what I've seen, it looks dope.
They apparently have the PlayStation as well for it. It's supposed to be like black with black and red.
Yes, I did see that. That is probably one of the coolest PlayStations that has come out. Yep. Going back to kind of the price, I kind of forgot about this, but Xbox, they do have this thing where you can pay monthly payments when you get it.
Yep.
I know that's going to be a key factor for a lot of people buying it. Because
why? Because they want people to buy the that give them a different way to get the actual console instead of saying, oh, I have to wait for this much to get PS4, but then it's like, well, I mean, hey, but if you
Hey, I could pay $35 a month to have an Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, the thing is, like, I'd much rather get the PlayStation over the Xbox. Like, I've just been a supporter for theirs for so long. There are games that I do enjoy. I am not a huge Halo fan. Never have been.
See, that's the difference.
The last one I played was Halo 2 that I really thought was decent.
It comes to preference.
It really comes down to.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, because I am not a Halo fan. A lot of people play Xbox because they're Halo fans.
Yeah.
A lot of people play it because they're like Gears of War fans, and I'm like, I loved the first 2 Gears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
The third one I played, I loved it. Obviously, I'm not going to say what happened because there's spoiler. But as soon as they're like Gears 4, Gears 5, I'm like, I'm good with that. Like, I don't want to buy the Xbox.
You get lost in it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to spend it on something that's essentially just a replay of the first 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then, kind of moving forward from that is the controllers. I think the PS5 controller looks beautiful.
It's going to depend on how well it sits in the hand and how big it is.
Because, I mean, thankfully, I have my PS4 right next to me, PS4 controller. The PS5 is thicker. It reminds me a lot about...
bulky.
It reminds me of an Xbox 360 controller.
Okay, this is might be censored. Shouldn't be censored probably, but imagine having Xbox One and PlayStation 4 having sex. Okay, and they
Tanner's face
a controller. That's exactly what I think it is.
Oh, do you have a video, good sir?
Jimmy, were you the guy sitting in the corner going, "Oh yeah"? You rub that joystick.
Yeah, rub that fucking joystick.
The controller for sure looks
hit the X button.
I think the controller for sure looks a lot better.
It's all gonna tell how it feels though.
I prefer the analog sticks the way the PlayStation analog sticks are,
Mm-hmm.
instead of it being like Xbox one up top and one down low. Because I'm like, first off, that's making my hand feel a little weird there. It's not working for me. And
wow, looking at the Xbox controller, they ain't changing nothing.
But here's why I think no matter what console you choose, things are gonna be. It don't matter.
You're gonna enjoy this year's consoles.
There's crossplay everywhere now.
Boom.
And that's why it's like, okay, now it's just preference over. Well, I've been a fan of this, or I've been a fan of that. This game's only on for this. This game's only for that. And it just all comes down to preference. And it's like, okay, well, do you want to pay more for this? And maybe they don't have all this or this. And it's just, but honestly, I honestly don't. It doesn't matter what anybody picks because everything now is essentially crossplay.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that you're gonna have to worry about is exclusives on console.
Yeah,
It's like for me, because like I've been a God of War fan since.
Oh my god, that looks so good.
And they released like a little teaser trailer of God of War Ragnarok, and they're like, oh yeah, PS5 exclusive. I'm like, no fucking duh. Like,
that actually pulls into the next topic, Panda. So you're doing great.
I am a professional at this.
Yo, 100%. We're doing great, guys. 10 out of 10.
Shark giggled a little bit there. He knows it, Big Daddy Shark. You know
All
right. So as Panda was saying, of course, coming 2020 more than likely is God of War Ragnarok. That game I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
I love the 2014
2018.
God of War? Was it 2018 God of War?
2014 and then I think like 2018, right?
It released I can't remember what year it came out, but the God of War that was on PS4. There you go. It was just literally labeled God of War. That game left on such a cliffhanger, and I am so excited to see what Ragnarok brings for it. Reading into the lore and shit like that, what they say.
On April 20th, 2018.
Okay, so it was 2018. That's what I thought. I thought it was God of War 2018. But looking back at it, when I played through God of War, I felt like I was left on a huge cliffhanger. I tried to do a ton of research to see what was coming next for God of War. And I heard about Ragnarok where they were going to implement Norse gods. And especially at the ending of God of War. Sorry, spoilers, but it's 2 years by now. I hope that you guys did get to play it, but at the end of it, when you see the lightning hammer, you kind of everyone, not even hammer, I can't remember if the hammer was there or if it's not, but I know there was lightning. Y'all knew it was Thor there. standing there.
Yeah. Yep.
Another game that has a lot of people buzzing is Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's honestly, it's going to be either extremely well done or it's going to be a fuck up, but they're still going to get a lot of money from it.
Yep.
Either way, yep, because people are going to buy it no matter what.
They're like, Keanu Reeves, he said something nice to that guy.
You're breathtaking!
Wait, we're talking about John Wick, right? For Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Fortnite.
Yeah, it's John Wick from Fortnite, not the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
No, but it's either going to be a very, very, very great game, which I am hoping it is. I'm not going to get it immediately.
Yeah, me either. I gotta see
imagine
some
there's gonna be
gameplay.
A shit ton of bugs.
Yeah.
But I imagine it's going to be really well done.
Me too.
Also, there's another PS5 exclusive, which is, I don't know if you guys have played Dark Souls.
Ooh, Dead.
But Demon
Dead
Souls.
Yeah, Demon Souls. Why was I gonna say Dead Cells? I don't even know why.
I guess they are redoing it completely.
That's like the original
that's-
Dark Souls,
It's
basically.
the original Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So-
they're redoing it completely.
I'm
Graphics,
interested.
Combat, all that stuff. They're redoing it just to make sure that people know that they're working on old school games to push back out for people who love the classics.
Now, I know we're talking about just like PS4, I mean, PS5 and X.
In general, we can talk about games. Like,
Okay, so games. Okay.
Hit me, Timmy.
game-wise,
are we talking about the PC too?
Oh
Shark,
yeah,
wanna talk about
Shark wanted to talk about PC too.
So,
PC2. That's what I'm saving up for right now.
I literally just forgot what I was gonna say. But hey, Among Us.
that?
Remember,
Oh,
dead game for a long time. Then all of a sudden, October hit, and then that's not October.
Nah, it was more like August, yeah.
August. I'm sorry.
Well, that's when
August
it really
hit,
got noticed.
and
Mhm.
that's when just everything hit forward. Number one, what was that? What is that, Chase? The number one game on Twitch right now?
Yep, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that later and like kind of why
Um,
it's number one, why people love it so much. But
Question: Did you guys ever play Dying Light?
yes, I did.
You guys like that game?
I thought it was cool. Dying Light was the
Because-
parkour zombie game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're releasing the second one here soon,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
I am super excited for it because I absolutely love the first one. I played it multiple times all the way through.
Yes, I did.
And as soon as they announced the second one, I was like, I am getting that. I don't give a shit who wants to play with me, unless if you have that game, I am down. But when I
Gotcha,
get
I
that,
gotcha.
I'm shut out for like a week.
I'll probably get it just to try it out. But
Like, I'm shut
Um,
out for a week. Like,
So, how about Cold War?
I was gonna get to that soon, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, but I forgot because I'm.
why don't we
brain
say
dead.
that for like one of the last ones because
Yeah.
it's going to be like a.
That's gonna be a
fine.
big topic of conversation.
There is also another game that is going to be coming out on PlayStation 5, which I'm pretty sure Solo would actually be very happy for. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is coming out on PlayStation 5.
I saw that. I don't know what to
I'm
think
gonna-
about it.
I'm gonna be honest
played.
with you,
I've never played
I've
it.
never heard of something like that.
Five Nights
I'm
at
gonna be
Freddy's-
honest.
Five Nights at Freddy's is actually a very popular series.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
4 games.
Like,
Five?
very
5
popular.
games?
I'm not sure exactly how many there are.
4 or 5 games, something like that. One in VR, the rest not in VR. Very
Used to be all PC or PC, right?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be
Very
the first console.
jump scary. It was a terrifying game when it first came out. Like I'd be watching YouTube videos of it and I would jump. But I'm also a bitch. I mean, you guys have seen Phasmophobia videos.
You jump at everything.
I jump at everything.
Yeah.
You jump when you get killed in Among Us.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Or when Shark throws up the Among Us stuff while you're playing Phasmophobia.
That
Yep.
gets me. Okay, shut up.
You're like, ah!
But I wanna move over to our good buddy X Timmy 2 times here because this is gonna be a topic that you're gonna love. Star Wars Squadrons.
Uh-oh.
What do you think of it? Honest
I'll just go on
opinions.
mute.
Okay, there was so much hype to this game. I feel like this game, okay, it's EA. Okay, obviously, and I have very mixed emotions with this game because it's like from the trailers I've seen, it's so hype, so good. It seems phenomenal, but then once you play it, then it's like
kind of lost in like
That-
literally
that's
lost
it.
in space.
Like that's it. Like this is it. But I mean, what the price tag that came out to be is $39.99.
$40.
So I mean, once I saw the price tag, like I immediately like already knew what this game's gonna be. I have not played this single player campaign yet, but what I did hear is that the single player was actually really good, and it's actually a lot better than the dogfight for multiplayer. But however, fleet battles for squadrons is actually not bad. The only thing I hate is that whenever you go play rank, the ranking system is kind of like iffy, is buggy right now, and I'm currently in a mode where I couldn't even get into the game, and then I would restart the game, but then when I fix the game, then it says, "Oh, because you left the game." It's like you have a penalty.
Yep.
And so I have like a 3 or 4 game penalty, and I've played like 6 already, and it's still not gone, and I can't rank up or anything like that because I have a penalty, and it's BS. So, I will say this though, I was really hoping this game would be very well, but I think they just tried. But I'm kind of with Chase on this, and he's made this comment before. You want to go play Squadrons, go play Battlefront 2, and go play Starfighter Assault, okay?
I said it before it even came out. I watched the trailer.
But switch it from third person to first person. That's literally it.
Yep.
And there's not much difference. I mean, yeah, I see what they try to do. I mean, it's Star Wars. What do you expect? You know, Star Wars is... You know, the Star Wars fan base, we're always going to be hyped up for the next Star Wars. Like the single player Star Wars that came out, phenomenal. I actually really enjoyed.
What was that? Fallen Jedi? Was that it?
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, Fallen Order, great single player game. Absolutely loved it. I actually never played it, honestly.
But I watched some people play it.
I've watched a lot of people play it, and it looks really good. But just this one was just not there. I'm gonna be honest, guys. If you're not a Star Wars fan, don't buy it. It's not worth $40. But if you're a Star Wars fan, and if you want just to experience what it's like, you know, because you're in space and you're taking out other people's squadrons and stuff like that, then go for it. But it's a basic $40 game, nothing fancy to it, and I don't want to waste more time, so let's go ahead and move on from it.
Timmy would be on that all day.
there's another game I saw. It was Hood Outlaws and Legends.
Interesting.
It's a PvPvE game.
Never heard of it.
It's supposed to be a bit like Hunt Showdown. Two teams. Have to pull off a heist from an oppressive government facing off against tricky AI guards. It's set to release sometime in 2021.
That sounds interesting. I definitely do want to take a look at that.
A group of 4 people versus a group of 4 people trying to pull off a heist.
Shark, when you getting that PC too, so you can play it with us?
Whenever y'all need me to.
All right.
There's also another Horizon game coming out as well.
Another game that did take by storm, though, talking about Horizons, I guess. Genshin Impact kind of came out of nowhere.
A lot of people like anime.
A lot of people like anime. A lot of people like Skyrim.
I like Skyrim, but I'm having a hard time. Like,
he froze again.
To be honest, it's a game you have to play.
Being glued to the.
It's just a game that you have to play.
It's a grindy game. Like,
if you watch it, you might be like, "Oh, I don't think that looks good," because I thought the exact same thing. I was like, I love anime, I love RPG, like MMO style games, but that doesn't look like it would pique my interest. And then I played it, and I'm like, well, this is actually a very good game. I'm actually surprised on how well it is when you play it. It feels a lot smoother than it looks.
Runs very smooth.
Vintage Gaming thought this one game that I would probably never touch because it was sort of like anime-ish. It was Spellbreak.
That became on the rose earlier.
When I touched it, and I was like, oh, well, this is not that bad, you know? And then it's like, well, I'll play it, but then now it's like, we don't.
It had its high peak moments on Twitch, and that's going to actually get into our next topic of like kind of what's popping on Twitch right now. As of right now, this week or month of October, whatever you want to call it. Spellbreak last month did very well for viewer-wise. It peaked up very high. It was a very nice game. I think it finally released as a full release instead of a beta. So I think everyone got to play it, and they all wanted to see what it was all about. But recently it's kind of been on its own decline. But drum roll, please. What is the top Twitch category game-wise on there now?
I already know this one.
Of course, it's Among Us, the game that fucking shot up out of nowhere.
It wasn't even really out of nowhere. It just slowly increased over time.
Like,
and everyone's like, oh yeah, well these popular streamers aren't playing it, so it's not really like a big thing. And then you have people like Pokimane or
XQC. That's the big one when he plays it.
Like I would call him out immediately. Like he's a terrible player at that game.
Toast,
Sykkuno.
This guy's Toast,
Sykkuno,
yes. Because he's
I love
and it's hilarious.
Yes, thank you.
Sykkuno, are you the killer? Come on, guys, like, let's go ahead and what are you doing, Toast?
Sounds about right. Sounds like something you do.
Underrated Among Us streamer. I mean, not streamer, but Among Us player is Valkyrie. I actually like Valkyrie.
I mean, she's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah. Yes. Granted, yeah, she's very beautiful. I'll keep my comments myself.
She's a good player. She just does. And if she ever watches this, which I doubt she will, but it'd be fucking hilarious. If she's not good when it comes to killing in smart situations.
Yeah, that is true.
It feels like she plays dumb a majority of the time, and that dumb shit that she does is just the way to get her caught.
Yeah,
but it might work out sometimes, though.
Toast is a very intellectual player.
Yeah, Toast is amazing.
Sykkuno is a fucking simp.
Yeah.
All right, Sykkuno and Toast and Valkyrie. I'm sorry.
Somebody fake dragon, okay? Somebody fake dragon.
I saw that. He's like, fake dragon, and they're like, what? And he's like, I'm just checking.
I just gotta say, Among Us is probably top Twitch right now because a lot of viewers can get in it. Viewers love to play with it. Viewers love to play the game. Gosh, I can't talk.
And it's on mobile.
And it is on mobile.
It's crossplay with PC.
There's one word: free.
And free. It's not free on PC. Free on mobile, not free on PC.
Yeah, free on PC too. That's why.
Yeah, my bad. I haven't upgraded yet. That's why. I guess another game that is really picking up right now is Phasmophobia as well. Probably it's
spoopy time, man.
Spoopy time, October, Spoopy-tober. I just uploaded a video recently of me, Timmy, and Panda playing some Phasmophobia.
Great. Y'all check it out. Cases, YouTube. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Timmy almost got me killed one time. You guys can check the video to see how that happened. But I think it's a good game because people get scared a lot in it. I don't think it's fun if like no one's scared and no one's like on edge, or you don't have Panda trying to scare you.
I mean, it's fucking hilarious, especially if you go back and watch those clips of you two looking like little bitches as soon as I popped out with my back bent.
Fuck off!
And you screech, and you just see Timmy's mouth widen like he's a porn star, and Chase just like jumps like.
Am I doing a good job?
He's just had something shoved up his booty. But like. It's a very fun game, especially when you have friends. If you're playing it solo, it may not seem that interesting, but when you have people who try to scare you, it's fun. Even though I
will say this though. A buddy of ours, Jets and myself. I had
Jets is a very scared person.
Jets, okay.
He was telling me about that.
We played professional. Just him and I. At I think what was the
Timmy, that was you and me. That was you and me.
Well, you and I did, but the Jets and I did one too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to you and I later. We'll save that one. Okay. That one's hilarious. So, I kid you not, Jets is like, he goes, I just pick up stuff and put them at the door, and then like whatever you want me to do, I'll do. But I gotta be with you. And it's just like I'm like, you're scared shitless. And he goes, Psh, me scared? Never. And then it's like, then all of a sudden it's like, all right, come inside. And I look at him, he's in the fucking truck. I'm like, this guy won't get out of the damn truck.
Oh. It's like me if we ever go to the Annabelle house. Like, nope, I'm sitting in the truck. You guys can have fun.
But now since we could, but now we could talk about me and Chase doing it. Him and I doing professional mode on the wooden house.
Fucking hilarious.
Was hilarious. Yes. Chase was
We're
like,
both scared shitless.
yeah. And the fact is that the ghost or spirit or whatever, okay, is already pissed off, and it's just you'll actually have to see us, just both of us, just do it.
If you guys do want to check it out, Timmy and I and Panda sometimes all three of us will stream it at one point. I have VODs on my channel on Twitch. Timmy has VODs on his channel. I think Panda has a VOD on his channel. And again, I did just upload a video, and my last 2 videos are Phasmophobia. If you guys do want to know a little bit more about the game and stuff like that, it is a fear of ghost game, essentially. You're going in hunting ghosts, trying to be a ghost hunter, like all the cool shows that are on Travel Channel.
So like right now, I understand we switched to PC, but I would like to actually go back to PlayStation.
Go ahead.
For a couple other games here.
This is kind of just like the end where we can just go back, you know.
Oddworld 2. I don't know if you guys ever played Oddworld.
Oddworld or Outer World?
Outer World?
Odd. No, never heard of it.
It's a classic PlayStation game.
It was a little like really skinny alien.
Yeah, it's
right?
a
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
It's a 2-dimensional game. It'll be coming out. I'm not
Soulstorm,
sure.
right?
I think so. I'm not sure exactly what the title is.
Because that's what I just saw when I looked it up.
More than likely then, if that's what it says.
Yeah. Or Abe's Odyssey. I don't know.
There's also Resident Evil 8 coming out.
I forgot about that.
Also, they are working on, even though they haven't officially announced this, God of War 2 from the current one that they have out.
It's going to be called Resident Evil Village, by the way. Resident Evil 8 will be Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, it's Resident Evil 8 and then Village.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also doing a game called Godfall. Not quite sure what that's about. It looks like a medieval style game.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah, I did see that. That does look really interesting.
And there is also another like anime RPG style game, which is called Scarlet Nexus, which I saw. It's like a hack and slash style game. You also use magic in the game. It's a very interesting one.
I actually kind of like that. That's got good art style in it.
Yeah. They also did say that they are working on GTA 6.
Oh yeah.
That should actually be out like next holiday season.
All right.
Releasing the trailer and stuff for promos and stuff, probably like summerish.
Yes. And then the one game I kind of forgot about that when it did the trailer or whatever it did that people fucking flipped out. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
It's gonna be iffy because it's like it has to have newer mechanics. It can't just be like the old school stuff where it's like,
bingo,
I'm gonna ride the boat and then I'm just gonna turn this and then it's like, oh well, there's also an auto drive for your boat option in case you gotta go to the bathroom or go get a drink or push your kid down some stairs or something, you know? Like,
oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
But like in all seriousness, it's all going to depend on what they do with it.
Yep, it all depends on mechanics. It is way too early to say anything about it. Just going off of screenshots or whatever, it looks interesting. Now, if they have multiplayer, I'm buying it. Instant buy, cop, bam. I want the Brotherhood Revelations multiplayer back. I was good at it. I loved it.
I was actually very good at it. I used to hide on top of roofs and just like
sit
there and stare at people. But there's also another game that's coming out, which is also a 4-player co-op game, Gotham Knights.
I think I saw something on that.
Which actually looks pretty decent. You got I actually don't even remember because I haven't watched anything like DC in forever because the movies have just been god awful.
Looks like Deadpool, Robin,
no, not
Batgirl, and Nightwing.
Not Deadpool.
I don't know. He looks like Deadpool. I'm calling him Deadpool.
You know, I just laughed like Sykkuno. I covered my mouth. It's not Deadpool.
He looks like Deadpool. I'm calling his ass Deadpool. All right, fine. Deathstroke.
Yeah,
why is he wearing red then?
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I haven't been caught up on
Mention
DC.
DC
Okay.
stuff, all right.
Yeah.
There's also another game. I haven't really looked too much into this. I just saw that they announced it. It's Lord of the Rings Golem.
Yep.
The developers confirmed Lord of the Rings Golem will be a stunning next-gen adventure. Golem will be released in 2021 for PC and PlayStation 5 and
Xbox as well. Yep.
It says they haven't really announced what the game will be about. Golem is an action adventure, though, focused on the ring obsession creature.
I was gonna say, it looks like you're gonna play as Gollum.
Well, that would be my guess. But like, it's going to depend on.
All right.
Like, what is the ring stolen? Like, are you gonna go get it back? Or are you gonna go get another one?
No, the game is
one for your wife.
The game is about the game is Gollum, but you're just playing with the freaking.
You're playing as the hobbitses.
No, you're the orcs. Okay. Yeah.
Now, probably
also,
the
there's an
most
Elder Scrolls 6
anticipated
coming
game.
out.
I know about that one. I'm interested to see what they do about that one, but we know nothing about it because Bethesda. But the game that everyone is probably most anticipated for 2020, Black Ops Cold War. I played the alpha that was free on PS4. I enjoyed it.
I'm
Now,
more interested on the zombies.
That's what I was gonna say. Did the multiplayer feel like anything extraordinary? No. Did it feel better than Modern Warfare? Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as clunky because it felt like Modern Warfare was more of like well, we're just gonna copy and paste from the last one we did, and then it's like, oh yeah, well you can't even get your servers wiped because Warzone is lagging everyone the fuck up, even though I'm getting like 300 megabytes per second.
Yeah.
Like it's why am I lagging up here?
But
and
Cold War multiplayer?
I stopped
It was
playing.
okay.
I stopped playing Modern Warfare because hacks and stuff like that, and then I'm really hoping that Cold War is a lot better this time because I mean it is Black Ops. I actually did enjoy Black Ops 4. I actually did for the most part.
I think they did the battle royale better than.
You know what?
Warfare.
I actually think the battle royale for Black Ops 4 was a lot better.
The servers were definitely better by what I've seen.
Definitely.
I never played it really, but
yeah, it was really good.
Skill-based matchmaking.
People who still play the game, so.
But yeah, I'm more focused on the zombie aspect because zombies is what pulled me in. That's what I used to just grind out on. Like, oh yeah, I gotta get to around like 55 here because my last good round was like 50. So I gotta one up myself here because otherwise I'm just trash.
But what's cool though is that they now have an extraction.
I saw that.
I didn't see that.
You can escape instead of having to.
Bro.
I was gonna say, they said it's an out instead of dying or completing an Easter egg. Like, say you're just going for a high round and you're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to die. So, they have an escape. They have an evacuation or an extraction. But, the only thing that we know so far about Cold War is the multiplayer. Skill-based matchmaking. No one's happy about it. I get it. Because then you have people who are pro players or try hard, whatever. I don't really want to consider it pro players, but people who are try hard at the game, sitting there killing themselves just to get a lower KD, just so then they can get into worse lobbies.
Worse lobbies, yeah.
I don't think skill-based matchmaking is the play here. It didn't work in Modern Warfare. I don't think it's going to work in this one.
I know that they also announced that zombies will be crossplay as well, and they'll have cross progression.
That'll be cool. I definitely, because, like, I don't know what the PC specs are for it yet, like what the minimum requirements are, whatever, but I'm guessing it's going to be a hefty game.
When does it come out again?
November 15th, I think.
Oh, good. I have time.
Should be good.
In 2020, I know it releases sometime in November.
But question.
Requires an i7 or a
November 13th. That was close. It said 15th. It's 13th.
It's saying roughly around 50 gigs is what you're gonna need.
Oh.
Okay.
That's better than Modern Warfare.
Yeah. It recommends 16 gigabytes of RAM. GeForce GTX 970.
Okay, that's minimum.
1660 Super.
We'll probably have to get.
Oh, no, I'm gonna probably just get it on console. It'll run so much better instead of trying to put my PC through that. But
yeah, put it through hell. I'll put it through hell.
put it through hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, I'll probably do that too. I'll probably.
I'd rather get it on console than risk.
Okay, all right. Hypothetically, I know Pana's gonna get the PlayStation 5, but what is everybody getting? I'm
probably getting both. I'll be completely honest with you.
I mean,
he got that big money over there, bro.
Nope. Oh. It's called Xbox has $35 a month.
What about
PS5.
you, Shark?
I will be going with the PS5 first.
Yeah, that's
Shark's
what I'm thinking first.
You already know how I feel about.
Yeah, plus we're gonna play Harry Potter together if it's crossplay, or not crossplay, co-op.
I'm definitely getting Harry Potter.
I'm gonna be a nerd on that game.
But I may also
Expecto Nakedus.
The Xbox, just because of how much I love Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
I want to see what they're gonna do with that.
Second one, I might actually get it.
Yeah.
I will 1000% get that game again, or get the Xbox just for, and that's the only reason why I have the Xbox right now is for Sea of Thieves.
But with that being said, I do think that we have kind of covered everything, guys. I appreciate you guys taking your time. This has been Vanguard Nightly News. VG signing off, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.
Peace out, y'all.
Yeah.